I'm so excited that you are with me. I am Melissa Shaver, and this is probably my most favorite night of every single month. We do this once a month. It is our income and impact call. It is a business call. So if you are with us tonight, someone has invited you in because they believe that this is an opportunity that you need to look at. Some of you even reached out to someone because you heard about this call tonight and you are curious. And I'm so grateful that you're here. This is a very much of a conversation that you're going to be hearing tonight. I'm going to be interviewing three incredibly special business people that have just really seen success with this business. And you're going to get to hear from them and just what brought them to this business and what they're doing because of this business. And so I'm thrilled that you're here. And then we definitely have some just brand new business builders. Welcome for being here tonight. So I'm thrilled that you're here. I think that you're just going to build some belief because of your time spent here tonight. So I'm grateful that you gave it to us. Again, I'm Melissa Shaver, and we're going to get going. I want you to know why I love these calls, and that is because my background is corporate America, nonprofit ministry. I have my own nonprofit that I continue to run. And I grew up traditional corporate 9 to 5. Honestly, you get paid. Any of you that are in corporate America, currently you get paid for a 9 to 5 job. But if you're anything like myself and the job that I did, it was a 10 to 12 hour day. So you definitely gave them more hours than you got salary for. But we're very used to that traditional model of clocking in and getting paid a very specific salary. You might get bonuses if you're in corporate America if you hit certain criteria. That's my background. But in the midst of that, I was always looking for something that gave me flexibility. I missed all of the good night kisses and waking up. I traveled 50% of the time in my business or in my job, and I missed a lot of memories that were being made without mama. And so I'm quite passionate towards this business because not only do I have no ceiling in regards to a salary, but I actually have time not only to make family memories, but still do ministry in my time. And I have the flexibility to give back to my community in ways that I wouldn't have been able to because I'm not limited on my time. And so that's why I'm passionate towards this. And I'm thrilled that I get to interview some people that I highly respect that you're going to be introduced to tonight and just hear a little bit about what brought them to this business. And so I'm starting with Dori. Dori and Scott Rogers are with us tonight. Thrilled to have them. You're going to hear just some great words from them. I love Dori and I know Dori and her story, but I'm really excited for y'all to hear from Scott as well because he has a unique perspective that he is going to bring to tonight. And I think that you're going to enjoy hearing from him. So Dori, I want to start with you though. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I just wanted to ask you a little bit about how you heard about Plexus and why did it make sense to you to start this business?
Okay, well, hello. Can everyone see me? Because I can't see anyone.
Yes,
can you see me, Melissa?
You.
Okay, something happened and our computer shut off and now it's weird. So I just want to make sure you can hear me and see me. Okay, so I actually came to Plexus for the opportunity.
Let's see, Dori, we just lost you. Dori and Scott, we're going to give them just a second. I'm hoping that maybe they will realize that they're not with us, jump off and maybe jump back in. I'm going to give them one more second. Somebody, if you know Miss Dori, will you text her? Thank you, Chris. And let her know that she is no longer with us. I'll give it one more second. If not, we're going to move on to our main interviewee. Let's see. Okay. Silence is so good, isn't it, Chris? I see. Is she jumping back in? I see your face.
Screen is blank right now.
Do what?
There's her screen has gone blank. So I would move on and see if she can log
Okay.
back in.
That is what I will do. Well, guys, let me just tell you a little bit before we move on to Jenna, our special guest tonight. I want you to know a little bit about Plexus. So if you literally, somebody invited you and you trusted them enough, amen, thank you for trusting your friends to be here. I want you to know who we are. We're a plant-based supplement business. We are an online e-commerce business. It's kind of blowing up. You may have noticed that yourself. In 2020 and 2021, we've grown by 44%. But the great thing about just what we do, we're focused on gut health, mental health, hormone health, inflammation. We're really looking at the root causes of what brings about illness and disease and things like that. The thing that I love about this business, and one thing that I always share if you're looking at doing an online business, is to really be looking at something that goes across all lanes, if you will. Male, female, 2-year-olds, 90-year-olds, everyone with a gut, everyone with a skin. This actually is going to benefit them. And that is something that you always want to make sure that you're looking at whenever you are being curious and investigating different businesses, if you're looking at going online. And I see Dori back. She's actually back with us. So you can.
I'm so sorry.
That is okay. Well, let's just jump right in. Tell me a little bit about how you heard about Plexus and why you felt like that this was a great fit for you.
Okay, you can hear me though?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I apologize. Our screen just went, I have no idea where we went. Okay, so I had been seeing some friends posting about Plexus from my church. Very much respect them. All come from different backgrounds. Some were stay-at-home moms, some were work from home moms, some were full-time, like they had a 9-to-5 job. I had been seeing them for about 8 to 9 months post about Plexus. And to be honest, it was annoying to me. And I think because deep down in me, I knew we needed something. We needed financial provision. We needed a supplemental income. And at that time, we had been married, I think 16 years-ish. And I had been a stay-at-home mom at that time for 15 years. And we had 3 kids at that point, or that's all we have now, 3 kids. And so we had been living paycheck to paycheck, feast or famine. He had been self-employed most of the time. And so I think when I saw them, there was something in me that was like, we need that. But I had tried network marketing 2 other times. And it didn't work for me. And you may be here on this call, and maybe you've tried network marketing before as well, and you weren't successful. So watch them. And, the Lord had just called us to homeschool our 3 kids. And I didn't even know what in the world I was doing. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to be obedient, but homeschool, but I jumped in. And so something shifted though, in my perspective, whenever it was the fall of 2014, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for us. I got a call from Scott saying that at the time he was doing marketing for small businesses, and he said, hey, this large account that I've had said that they can't use me anymore. And so over half of our income was gone overnight. And I just remember going home that evening feeling so hopeless and so just in a dark place. And just, but it was a non-negotiable for me to go back to work. I mean, we had said before we got married, we wanted, that was a sacrifice. We wanted me to stay home and raise our kids. And of course, I'm just about to start homeschooling, and what are we going to do? And so the Lord really just started impressing Plexus on my heart. I mean, and I kind of put up the big X, because I'm like, Lord, I've done network marketing. It didn't work for me. I'm just about to start homeschooling the kids, and I don't even know, I'm overwhelmed with that. But I talked to Scott about it, and we prayed about it, and decided to jump in with both feet. And I just started sharing other people's stories. And, for me, what made Plexus different was, whenever you're researching a company, find something that has a consumable product, find a company that has products that are relevant, a generous comp plan. We have the most amazing training community. So I jumped in with both feet and just started sharing. And I was hungry. We needed this opportunity. And so started sharing. And I have notes because I didn't want to forget anything that I wanted to share. What was neat as well is that, you know, for me, I love to share. Like when I find a new restaurant or a new pair of jeans or lip gloss that I love. So for me, sharing these products that were changing our lives, changing other people's lives, people on my team, it was just this ripple effect. You know, it wasn't super hard to share something that you knew other people were praying for an answer for, just like I had been praying for years for an answer to our finances. They were praying for health. They were praying for finances. And so it really felt selfish for me to not share that with other people. And so I could do it in the nooks and crannies of my day, still homeschooling my kids. When I took my kids to extracurricular activities, I could, you know, return messages or post something or reach out to a friend. And so it worked for me, being able to do it in the nooks and crannies, all while being able to stay at home and do what God's called me to do, and make a lucrative income. So I'm super glad I didn't hesitate and I said yes.
Yeah, and I love that perspective changed, right? Because I think for many of us, we might approach something because we aren't 100% sure, or we've had a negative experience. And so that is that we go in with a judgment, if you will, towards that. And it's fun, but not fun when the Lord says, hey, we're going to kind of do this thing, put you in a hard spot, and allow you to grow in perspective and to see that I'm guiding and directing. So I absolutely love that. Whenever
We got a movie that Caleb.
There we go. When you think about social selling, kind of like what Dori was just sharing, social selling is across all the platforms. Many of you found out about this call tonight and this income and impact opportunity because of social media. And that is where we share. One thing that I shared about earlier about online businesses, social selling, e-commerce, they're all kind of packaged together, is that there was that 44% growth last year, because guess what? We all went home and had to be home last year. It also, many people lost their jobs. My husband was one of those people. So jobs were lost. You kind of had to change and shift perspective, just like what Dori was just sharing, of having to adjust those things. But because of that, people came to realize the flexibility of being home. Online sales grew from that standpoint of understanding that. The great thing about social selling is it's very relationship driven, and everything that we do is relational. And so if you love people, you love to have conversation, kind of like what Dori was even saying, like it's so easy to have conversation and share. And to be honest, you know, one reason that we ask people, we ask you to be on this call to be curious, is to qualify yourself, to say, this is for me. And I will say, even saying about sharing, and you heard Dori say, like, I would spend some time messaging people whenever my kids were doing other activities. This is all about serving and caring and helping and seeing that people have a need and knowing that you have a solution for them. So if you love people and you love serving, then I would say that that would be a qualifier for you. So Dori, I had another question for you, because I know whether I kind of shared a little bit about working corporate America, or whether you're in ministry or you're a homeschool mama, stay home mama, you have to be willing to learn new skill sets. And you shared a little bit about that. But tell me a little bit about not only what you learned about yourself, but what you believe are kind of the key components to being successful in this business. Okay, I think I lost Dori. Okay, we're just going to move over. Guys, thank you so much for just being comfortable and allowing us to really feel like we're just at home having conversation. But I want to go ahead and move over to Jenna, because she has been gracious to give us some of her time. She has a large business and organization and leadership. And I know that she jumped off of a call to be here with you tonight. And so I'm going to go ahead and move over to her. And Jenna, thank you. Thank you. I wanted you kind of just to share with us as you move into telling us a little bit about what brought you to Plexus, but kind of tell us who you are, like what's your MO, what do you do every day, what are those values that you have? Share a little bit about who you are so that they can be introduced to you. Okay, so everyone else is moving. I'm making sure it's not me. I see heads moving, and now Jenna's stuck. So we're just having a good, somebody doesn't want y'all knowing this wonderful news that we have. There you are.
So glad I wasn't like.
You're just making Dori and Scott feel better. Now you really are stuck, Jenna, just like that. That little face you wanted to give us. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is really fun. This is how great this business is that people don't.
Should we maybe, Melissa, get off video if we don't need to be on and kind of minimize the bandwidth a little bit?
I don't know, because we've done this with almost, 70 people on. And so we've never had the issue. I feel like we just have some powerhouse people that we're interviewing. And I believe that there are times when the Lord wants us to hear and know things and the enemy doesn't. So here comes Jenna. She's going to try again. I do see Dori with us again. Actually, I don't see her again. So this is quite interesting. If we still get stuck, you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview them offline, and we'll make sure that we have it.
I'm here.
Okay, well, let me get Jenna. I see her and she has changed phones. So let's get going.
In Jesus' name, no weapon will be formed against us, and we're going to get the good word out, because this stuff works, y'all, and you need to hear about it.
Yeah.
So what brought me to Plexus? I was sick, tired, bald, and broke. Now you heard me say bald, and I'm not today. So see, 5-6 years ago, we had our 7th baby, and I just didn't recover from that. And I had so many people telling me, well, you have lots of kids. That's why you're tired. You have, just had a baby. That's why you can't lose weight. The hair loss, they didn't know what that was about. So they kind of just ignored it until I showed up at the doctor's office after the 9th emergency room visit with unexplained symptoms and issues. But I had tons of medication and tons of pharmaceuticals, but I was bald. And at that point, they looked at me for the first time like, there really is something wrong with this mom of a lot of kids. And they could not diagnose it. It took 18 months before I got an official diagnosis of hypothyroidism, and I started medication. And I'm going to be the first one to say, I was praying that was going to be my secret weapon, my answer to my prayers. I would take this medication, I would lose 30 pounds in 30 days, right? And I would feel better, and I would have all of my life back. But it didn't happen like that. We actually had to keep increasing my dosage every 6 to 8 weeks with blood work. My hormones were out of whack. So guess what? I had more medication for that. Then I had side effects, and I needed another medication for that. And before you knew it, another 2 years, we had gone around on prescription drugs that were not working for me. They were merely a Band-Aid where they weren't actually treating the root cause. Well, at this point, I start to learn about health and wellness, and I think I'm going to eat my way healthy. Can any of you guys relate to that? Like, I am going to eat super clean. I'm going to go gluten-free, dairy-free, nightshade-free. I'm going to eat the outer edges of the grocery store, do all the great healthy stuff that we're told we're supposed to do. Y'all, I did that for an entire year and lost 4 pounds. My hair still did not grow back, and I was still on medications. Now, this is the part that's funny, but not funny. I knew about Plexus. But I was so skeptical because I was so sure that what I was doing was going to work. And how was that little pink drink and some little products that didn't even need to be refrigerated? Because see, I was a supplement snob too. So I thought if it wasn't refrigerated and didn't cost $100 for a bottle of probiotics, it wasn't really good. Boy, was I wrong. And so my best friend reached out to me. She got snookered into this Plexus thing. And I thought she had lost her mind until she told me that she had been struggling with anxiety and depression secretly. Nobody knew. I didn't even know. She had kept it a secret. And that's one of the things that we don't really talk about. So for the first time, we had these conversations of what it felt like at night to have an elephant sitting on my chest and crying myself to sleep, having conversations that were end of life conversations with my husband, where who would take care of our kids? What would it be okay if he got remarried? What does that look like? Where would we homeschool? So we've done that before it was COVID cool, you guys. We were doing that for 18 years. What would happen? And the nights that I cried myself to sleep, not knowing what tomorrow was going to look like. And not even the self-image part, because as women, hair is the big deal. Kind of is. It's not our identity. But when you don't have any, you really appreciate when it grows in crazy curly and you don't even care. Okay. You're just happy to have hair. And so when she reached out to me in love and encouragement, because we share everything, like you heard Dori speaking earlier, we share everything. And so she loved me enough to share with me. I was skeptical, but I was hopeful. Mm-hmm. And so I started on Triplex. That's our pink drink, our ProBio 5 and our Bio Cleanse. And it was Christmas. Now, because we were a single income household, my husband was a letter carrier. He still is today here in South Florida. And he doesn't make a whole lot for a huge family. So we've gone for years without. And a lot of those years were no Christmases. We would make sure that the kids were settled. We would make sure that they got what they needed. But there were many years that we would go without. We would just not do Christmas. We would skip Christmas. And this year, it was 2018, he came home with $100 Christmas tip. So tip your mailman, okay? I took that $100 and I bought myself a Christmas present. And it was Plexus. It was actually December 18th. I didn't wait till the end of the year. I didn't wait till New Year's resolutions. I was desperate and I needed this stuff to work. I could not afford for it not to. So I drank my water. I took my products like my life depended on it. And you know what? My best friend had not lost her mind. She didn't get snookered into something. She found something that actually worked. So in my first month, you guys, I say accidentally because I was never going to work this as a business. My husband had actually said I wasn't allowed because like Dori said, I had a negative experience with network marketing 20 years ago. I walked away with crazy credit card debt, had to return the car, do all the things. And I swore I would never, ever do that again. But this was different. These products were changing my life. I fell under such incredible conviction. I couldn't not tell people about it that I loved. So I just kind of showed up to church one day without a wig on. And one of my best friends was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm using this little pink drink, but I don't know if it's working or not, but and she was like, "I need it. Whatever it is, it's working." And so I earned that first promotion in Plexus. And today that's called a fast start bonus. And it's almost $400, somewhere upwards of $400 for blessing 3 people with a coupon code, you guys, which is incredible. You can help your friends get started with the least expensive out-of-pocket expense. There's even a free bag of Active this month. Oh, and sign up is $1. It really is a no-brainer with 100% money back guarantee. So I started and my friends shared. And then before you knew it, I started looking at this as, hey, what would this look like if I actually treated it like a business? So I started showing up every day. I worked for an hour a day because a homeschool mom of 7 who's still recovering myself, I didn't have a lot of time to put into this business initially. But you know what happened? I earned the 2nd promotion, the 3rd promotion, the 4th promotion consecutively, month after month. We were blessing friends left and right. I'm a huge advocate of prayer and Post-it notes. So we would put our Post-it notes up from our days in the mission field, and we would put those notes up and they would be blank, and we would pray over those notes, and we would trust the Lord to provide the right people at the right time. And you know what? He's good like that. And people would come out of the woodwork. But I was showing up. I was simply sharing my journey. I learned how to be vulnerable and to be humble and to be real, to share those parts of my life that before I was so worried what people would say, what they would think, what they would do. It was when one of my other best friends reached out after 3 weeks on the products. She had had a migraine that I knew at that point I couldn't shut up about this. I was going to be shouting from the rooftops because it was working for me, it was working for my husband, it was working for our children, it was now working for other people. How could I not share that with people? How could I not encourage them? And so in 32 short months, we became a diamond team in Plexus Worldwide, which is the highest rank in our company. And it's a huge deal. One of my favorite parts of what this position means is it's not a one-woman show. It is a collection of families who have locked shields together to create a massive ripple effect. That is an impact in your local communities, in your churches, in your families, in your friends. It's just one little ripple that can create a tsunami of exponential growth and blessings. And that's what Plexus did for us. It created an opportunity to use this in ways in ministry that we never could have imagined, in ways to bless other families, in ways that we just got home from Mexico, a trip that 32 months ago wasn't even on our radar. We had forgotten what it was like to dream, you guys, because it didn't fit in our budget. So we didn't even waste our time, our energy, or our talents trying to figure that out. We just let it go to the side. So coming home, it's almost been Monday we got home. It's now Thursday night. And I have to share a quick story, Melissa, and then I'll be done talking because I can talk y'all's ears off. So we got home the next day, we're doing dishes, we're doing life, kids, busy, making breakfast. And I walked around the corner, I'm like, who's going to do all this? And my 10-year-old looked at me and she said, "You're not in Mexico anymore, Mom, you have to do your own dishes." What? I think we need to go back to Mexico. Even better, Hawaii is next year's trip, you guys. And I just want to encourage you, if you're on this call, it's because someone loves you enough to share with you. They're sharing something that they love, that they found that actually works. And this is the question: what if it works for you like it is for them, like it has for me, like it is for Melissa, or any number of people on this call tonight? What if this is that thing that you have been praying for? The opportunity to get healthier and happier, but also to have time freedom and financial flexibility to create another stream of income that can support those dreams and those desires that God's put in your heart so that you can chase after them and do the things. Because honest to goodness, when you feel better, you do better. And when you do better, you are better. And so I just want to say thank you, Melissa, for taking time, letting me share my story. And I kind of like blasted it out there. I was worried Zoom was going to go down again. I was like,
You're so funny. I have a question for you real quick. Okay.
go for it.
Obviously, guys, tons of energy. There's always questions around, do I have to be extroverted? If I'm an introvert, do I have to have a lot of following? So you're going to see a lot of personalities tonight. But Jenna, I have a question in regards to this company, and I want to know how it aligns with your values. So when
Absolutely.
you chose to do this business, what was it about the company that aligned with what you believe?
So one of the things that I love is one of our founders, his quote is, "When you've been blessed, bless others." I love that because with my negative experience prior to Plexus with network marketing, it wasn't that. It was more of the fake it till you make it mentality. And it was that you step on somebody to get to where you need to go and what you need to do. This company from the top down exudes honest to goodness love of other people. They come at this with a servant's heart and the mindset to love and serve others well. And that for us was a really big deal. We love that they give us that opportunity to create this business model. We have this model, but in that model, you take it and you tweak it and you make it your own. And so I loved that. And I love that even today, it's always changing. The company is so forward thinking that they're even now coming up with better ways for us to share with friends, amazing new products that are coming out, and just to have that ability to be a blessing to so many other people. I think that for me, that was a really big thing where I knew hearing that and then meeting those people that that could be something that we could really get behind.
Mhm.
Not only did the products work, but the business model was amazing. And then meeting the people on the corporate side that have a genuine love to help others, that was something that was really impactful for me.
Yeah, that is incredible. Dori, I want to come back over to you. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, there you are. Let's make sure you stay with us and unmute yourself real quick. But tell me a little bit of what you believe, just from what you've learned. What do you believe are some of the components that you need to be successful in this business?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can. Okay. Well, pretty much ditto to everything Jenna said.
You know what, Dori? Dori, you're very
Yes, yes. Amen, amen. So for me, I feel like I knew I had to be.
Yeah, we guys, we're just
I'm like
gonna
breaking
try to get
up.
Dori. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and mute you,
I'm
Dori. You know what, Dori, if you can still hear me, I'm gonna just say that I would love to interview you, and for any of our guests, we will make sure that we get that recording to them, because there were some things that I really wanted to hear from you and Scott, but I completely understand those technical difficulties. I do want to say one thing that Jenna was saying a little bit earlier in regards to the community and the blessing and blessing others. That is a mission that we have within our organization. Within my Jenna and I are in different organizations. I would say she's going to say it's in her same mission, but I feel like it kind of goes across all of corporate. And that is really our motto, is like to not leave anyone behind. Like, we really are passionate and on mission for every family to have these products in their hands, from their children and having brain health and school and focus and energy and sleep, all those pieces, all the way up to people that are in their 80s and 90s. I know my mom has been on it for 6-7 years at this point. But those pieces, like, we want it in their hands so that they can have health and happiness. We really believe that when we can get people getting their gut healthy, being focused, bringing down inflammation, it makes us happy, because our gut and our brain are connected, and it changes the atmosphere of your home. It changes the environment of a mom or a husband to a child, which changes generations to come. So we're passionate towards that. We're also passionate to help people be able to begin a business. Some people, just $500 is it. For many people, it's just, let me do enough to even just pay for my products. And so we're really in there serving our organizations to be able to help them be consistent on their products, get money in their pocket to pay for those products. But then also for those that are saying, I need $500 or $1,000 and I get to come home and be home with my family. And then others that are like, I want the corporate salary. Like, I want to be able to really go to the top of this company, be able to have the flexibility, but be able to make that type of a salary. And what I want you to hear is that we have systems in place for every one of those scenarios. They're very simple, they're duplicatable, and they're things that you can do. But Jenna, I kind of wanted to end with you, if you're still with me. I'm trying to there you are. I wanted to ask you real quick, what is it that you would say are kind of, if someone's saying, is this a fit for me? What would you say are some of the components for a person to see success in this? Like, do they need to be coachable? Do they have to have a certain personality? Like, share a little bit that you would say, this is what it takes to be successful in this business.
I think hands down, it takes a willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And the first step is just deciding that, you know what, you're really going to give this stuff a try. Mm-hmm. You're going to be a product of the product, because when you use the products, you give them enough time, they work. Drink your water. That's a big deal. Drink your water. Give the products enough time to work. When you're a product of the product, you're not selling anything. You're sharing, because all of a sudden it starts to work and you'll be shocked. And then other people will start to notice. They notice your mood is better. They notice your hair is growing back. They notice that you've lost 70 pounds.
Oh, wow.
It's insane. And so when you come in with a willingness, be skeptical. We all get the skepticism, but be hopeful, because what if this works? And then I would challenge you to really get dialed in to your mindset and your belief that this is for you. You do not have to look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way, have a certain number of followers or influential or any number of things. When I started Plexus, I had a very small circle of influence. If we were not friends on Facebook, you were not getting into my page. I had an Instagram account for our missions that we did in photography, and that was it. Now, over the years, I've learned. I had to learn how to work this as a business, but if you treat this as a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby, and that's perfect for some people. They just need that little extra $100 to $500 a month or $1,000 a month. And then there are those of us that can really take that entrepreneur spirit where you know that you are made for more, and you can take this and you can run it and you can reach, the sky is the limit, that you can do anything when you don't quit and give up on yourself. Now that's coming from a recovering quitter and a procrastinator. Because see, I would quit and I would give up on things if they didn't happen fast enough, if I didn't have the results I was hoping for, if it got hard, or heaven forbid, somebody told me, no, thank you, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. Now I realize over the years of not giving up on myself, I never would have lost 70 pounds if I had quit in my first 30 days when I didn't lose any weight. Or in my first 6 months when I started losing weight, but my blood work hadn't changed yet. It took me a solid year of showing up, taking my products, being consistent, drinking my water to see the results and the fruit. And now all these years later, it's getting even better, which is absolutely incredible. And so I just would tell you, if you're getting started, you're on the fence, jump all in, have fun, get connected. We have an amazing community of men and women who are here to love on you, to support you. We do have an incredible systematic approach that is easily duplicated so that you don't have to know all the things. You're not gonna know all the things at first. All you have to know is where to go to find that information. And your team and this company has specifically created those systems for you to plug right into so that you can get off the ground and running very quickly if you so chose to do that. So you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to act a certain way. You don't have to be a certain way. I would encourage you to be a product of the product. So when you feel better, you do better, and then you are better along the way.
Wow. Could y'all not listen to her forever? That is so good. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I want to share as we just close out. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to put them in the chat right now. The big thing is I want you to go back, for all of you that are guests, and thank the person who invited you here tonight. This is what I want you to hear. And you heard Jenna say some of it. This month, it's $1 to enroll and to be able to start your business immediately. And you also get Active, which is our energy. It's completely clean, plant-based energy drink. I think we all are in love with that. You taste it once and you're going to be in love. And so you're going to be able to get those benefits. You can start just baseline this month, $400 baseline that you can be able to receive. It's not only going to pay for your products this month, but it's going to give you the ability in the future to be able to have money and consistently go as you begin to grow your business. So Jenna, thank you so much for being with us and giving us your time. Everyone, thank you for being with us tonight. If you have any questions, please make sure that you raise that hand, ask, continue to be curious. We have information for you, but there is no pressure in any way. But I hope that this just validated that gut inside of you that was saying, what if, kind of like what Jenna said earlier, what if this is it? And I know that's how I started with this, is what if this is it? So thank you for being with us. You're going to be followed up with the person that invited you here tonight. Ask the questions. Let's see if it's a good fit for you. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.